for Ken to send a person of extreme integrity, intelligence. He's the kind of guy we want in Albany. Works for the people, committed to the people. So without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce my friend and our next state senator, Ken Dow.
I'm running for the office for several reasons, but above all, because for the last several decades, the strains and burdens on regular working people and their families in this state have gotten heavier and heavier, and there's been almost no meaningful progress toward their resolution. Too many people are struggling to pay their taxes, to raise their kids, to pay for their schools, to pay for their health care, and to do the ordinary things that working families ought to be able to do. I'm also concerned because there are countless issues of enormous magnitude, like our energy use and our climate and environment, aging population, issues that our elected leaders have just not given the seriousness that they deserve. And I think although we all see it, the New York State Legislature, for the most part, has been standing still. On the really big issues that we most feel in our homes and our families, they've let us down, and it is long past time for that to change.
Here.
Yes.
I've had to think hard, though, about taking on this campaign because Betsy and I have this new little baby here. Cutest little thing I've ever seen. And it's pretty hard to be out of the house. But also, to look around at the things that are happening to people here and around New York, I think that I can do something about that. And so I have decided to try. I think my real inspiration comes out of my family, and that's something that I never forget. My father's 90 years old, and when he was 12, he lost his mother in 1929 on the cusp of the Great Depression, and he ended up really having responsibility for raising his whole family through that period. He served in the World War II for the duration, came home, my parents got married, and moved to a little town in New Hampshire to raise a family. And it was a great little place to grow up. And I fished, and I had a pet raccoon, and I made maple syrup in the backyard. But I think the most important thing is that I learned to respect each person, regardless of their individual circumstances. And I watched my parents work very, very hard to raise me and my three brothers. And they didn't have a lot of money. My father worked as a printer and my mother worked as a secretary. But they managed to give us a wonderful, loving home and a great education and the opportunities to do what we could. But, you know, as much as they did that for us, I know that around this country and this state and this district, there are countless other families who love their kids and who are working harder and harder to keep their hopes alive and to continue to give their kids the opportunities and chances that they deserve.